Mountain Dew League, MSI, Xfinity, and ESEA.
AGO, snatch it, and Snatchy does a big play. 38 frags, good grief.
That was...
You stole my line.
Yeah, he was going to
I was going to say, Snatchy and Furlan had almost 50 kills together, Alex.
That's craziness. It absolutely is. I've got Henry and Yanko here, and Fnatic have just potentially lost their chances for Dallas.
Flabbergasted. It's...
They're flummoxed.
This is unbelievable. They were up 11-4. Krim's having one of those games. You're like, okay, well, he's running around killing everyone again. It's not like I kind of turned off my brain halfway through. I was like, well, this is not going anywhere. Krim's killing everyone. It seems like everyone's turning up. 11-4. They gave away the last round. I thought, well, they are mucking around a bit now. They got to that point. They're winning so much. They're mucking around a bit. We switch over to the CT half now for AGO. And all of a sudden, Snatchy looks like the world's best player. He gets the AWP out. He starts destroying absolutely everyone. It's just holy moly, red beans and ravioli all over the B-bomb site right now. You can see what he's doing. It's just unbelievable. And Fnatic were mucking around a bit because it looked like it was such a lock-in for the victory. I saw the Negev come out a few times. It was all kicking off.
And then, I mean, Yanko, the story tells itself. From what was an 11-4 half, they lose 12-3 on the second. I mean, unable to get more than 3 rounds on their T side on Cobblestone. Typically, you even describe it as T-biased.
Yeah, absolutely unprecedented, Alex, especially for a tenured squad as Fnatic is. But I think that's the good old coming back from a LAN tournament, players struggling to post results online, even though, especially after the first half, as Henry pointed out, should have been a lock for them.
We really should have. 12-12, you can see at this point in time, Snatchy continues to get 3 kills in quick succession, and we jump into the following 28, and he gets another 3. Like, this is just bonkers performance from him.
He just locked down the A side like time and time again, moving around the AWP. They looked like it was just like, okay, we're just running a matter of time. Like, obviously, they'll get back into it. It goes all the rounds again. Like, that's 5th time tonight, and then it does end with AJ winning. I couldn't believe it. Even the graphic came up at the end saying Fnatic wins because no one could actually believe that's what's happened, and they had to change it to AGO. Like, that's actually their chances of going to Pro League final now pretty much diminished.
And someone else's chances have actually just been locked in. In fact, because FaZe have been unable to acquire more than 3 points, FaZe are going to be locked in for Dallas. So we now have FaZe Clan in attendance due to Fnatic's underperformance.
So they wouldn't have gone through if...
No, they could have gotten through otherwise, but this locks them
without playing a game. They now know that the threshold will enable FaZe to get through.
Yay, FaZe.
Nice. Congratulations. You're going to Dallas.
Didn't even have to play. It's like, oh, you're going to Dallas. By the way.
Yeah, obviously, you know. See you in Dallas. FaZe Clan are going to be there, and that, I mean, that just sweetens the deal, doesn't it? And already stacked teams from both North America.
That's at least some good news came out of that. At least we've locked them in, and that's fine. So they're going to be making their way there. Now, Fnatic, though, I'm pretty sure they're not doing it at this point.
No, I think at this point in time, it is just making sure you don't get, you know, overtaken by the likes of Envious, by the likes of LDLC, by the likes of AGO. They are in that 4th spot, 4th from the bottom, and therefore, if you slip any further, you're in the relegation games, and that's the kind of territory I'd be... Like, that's where you become a Gambit. That's where you just disappear.
We saw Big go down there. We see Gambit. We've seen VP. Big teams do get swallowed by the relegation area. There's some teams in Mountain Dew League. Flip side, there's teams that can challenge you. And if you get caught off on a bad day, you could be going down there.
And that's what's so terrifying to me is because of these teams that do so well online, struggle to perhaps do the same online, whether it's motivation, we're not going to have that conversation.
Sure.
That rhymed. But also, there are teams that are aiming for you, that are watching demos, that have specifically prepared for that matchup, so hungry, and then you're sitting there, it's another day in the office, and for them, they're qualifying for $1 million league. Like, it's crazy just to see how it can get completely thrown out of proportion when a couple of bad games, messing around with Negevs, could cost you millions of, well, not millions, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the most prestigious league, and you better believe the guys just beneath will be doing absolutely everything they can to do it. These bigger names, like Fnatic, let's say they could get to somehow to the relegation line. It's just like all of a sudden it's like, God, this actually happened here. And there is a lot. These teams who haven't done the research. This could all fall apart.
And there is a lot of young talent that we're well aware of in the MDL. By the way, while we're talking about the MDL, just so you know, you can find all the information you need at esea.net/MDL, and that's where you'll be able to see the teams that will be battling to take them on. You can see it there. That is the link you should be grabbing, but it will show you who's on the way to getting to that top spot and to potentially joining us in the Pro League after they battle versus the likes of LDLC, AGO, unless they step their game up, and Fnatic, Envious. All of those are in that contention spot, and that's very scary for those guys involved. We do have another map, though. This is where Fnatic must pick this one up, as we've already said. Train will be the next map.
Yeah, well, I don't know a lot about AGO's Train, I'll be honest, but surely Fnatic now, I don't know whether at this point you just accept the fact you're not qualifying, just continue more of the same trend you've already done, or you pull your socks up and think, right, that really isn't good enough at this point. Train should be an absolute lock-in for them. Like, this is a map where they're well tested, that are very good on. But the thing is, like, tonight, it's really difficult to gauge that much from it, because we saw the first half, they looked great. It was business as usual. Going to the second, it all falls apart. So hopefully we don't see the CT sides crumbling like we did on Cobblestone. Like, sorry, the T side, my favourite side is what I'm trying to say. Crumbling, and it should be hopefully Fnatic starting CT side and getting into the game and finding a map victory. But I'm not sure it matters at this point, to be honest.
Just give us a quick breakdown, Yanko. Fnatic's Train. What are the goodies in store for us when we venture into the Swedes?
Well, you look towards Flash on that B bomb site, right? He likes to play it really passively. He likes to let opponents take the side, but not take the back of it, which is the more important area, really. This is the one map where you will see Lekro op a lot, because he's the rotation player towards that B bomb site. So when they go for that double op, JW stays on the outer bomb site, and Lekro is there to support Flasha, which sometimes potentially can be a liability, since, as Henry likes to say, he's not known to be an opper, but can whip it out.
Speaking of op as well, Snatchy, sorry. Snatchy, to the way he performed just then, going with a very AWP-centric map, he could be a real thorn in their side right now. If he's playing well, he gets going, they win a pistol, he gets the AWP out early. This could be a 2-0 coming in. Like, this could actually happen. It seems like AGO, they're definitely fighting relegation. They've got something to play for. Fnatic probably will be fine. I doubt they'll be relegated, but at this point they can't qualify, I don't think. So it could be a really interesting result if we close out the night.
And in terms of their opponents that they're playing against, like, this is the sweet one. This is the one which you pick up, you get those 3 points, and you feel comfortable and safe. And, you know, there's scarier opponents.
I don't think there's any of that this year, though.
Yeah,
really.
but this is where AGO took down Astralis, who've been in such a dominant form online and offline last week in Marseille. So not going to be easy for Fnatic, even if they decide to take it a bit more seriously. No,
not easy, but I'll tell you someone who is. Chad Burchill is over at the casting desk, and he is joined by Tom Biz and his friend.
This is Jeff. We're doing a TriCast.
His name's Jeff.
Yeah, we're doing a TriCast. We're bringing him back.
More content. First the sunglasses, now the dank.
What do you think you had to bring up the looks a little bit, like kind of make it a better looking trio?
Yeah.
So
Jeff. He's been attacked by a shark. That's from the
I want to know why they've put so much effort into this poor guy.
Well, Alex, effort is something that's important in life, and I love the fact that we just wiped two of my two favourite people in the world.
Why are we looking at the people that aren't talking?
Well, look, we don't. We're now comparing. We're comparing looks. We'll see who looks closest to Jeff.
Right. I think you might have the look down.
Well, I have the messy hair, that's for sure. But speaking of games, are going to be messy. This one, because both teams are fighting for relegation at this point. Alex, Fnatic, as you guys mentioned, their hopes are dashed. AGO, the Poles. Well, it'd be nice if they got relegated, but who knows what's going to unfold. Pissed round is underway. Just Fnatic opting for some Brown Hall's control. Looks like they want to hit that in a bomb site. The classic P250 on Flusher with the smoke and flash become a standard in today's Counter-Strike, or at least with Fnatic at this point. Tom.
Yeah, well, we've got JW sort of lurking around the backlines already. Crims and JW are going to find opening picks, and it actually holds the remaining player over towards that A site, meaning the CT defense of this B site is going to be a little bit more limited. Obviously, the T's are going to want to get themselves that little bit closer, and Crims just picks off both frags again, kicking things off with a bang. 3 kills from him, and Fnatic, they win themselves the pistol.
Well, Jeff not too happy with how AGO tried to approach that retake, but Fnatic did a fantastic job at converting after getting the bomb down now.
From my point of view, Jeff is in a worrying position.
He doesn't have legs, Tom, and I need the seat more than he does, so someone's going to be on the floor. Anyway, Fnatic are opting for an Ivy play here. They're going to play 3 members, Golden with Crims and Lekro in tow.
Justice for Jeff.
My name is Jeff.
Oh, God, don't bring that back. That died a long time ago for a good reason.
This is a very interesting approach to an anti-eco, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, heading over towards one of the tightest choke points on the map. But JW will spring first from Team Middle, grabbing 1. That allows his teammates to funnel out of Ivy and mop up any frags remaining towards this bomb train. Falling one after the other are the AGO members, and Toad springs to life. Or death. Rest in pepperonis.
Do you have any interesting facts about toads?
We have cane toads in Australia. Now, they started in the Northern Territory. No, they started in Queensland. So I don't know if you know how big Australia is, Tom.
No.
But it's bloody huge. It takes 5 hours to fly from Perth to Sydney. Anyway, the cane toads have hopped all the way from Queensland across the Northern Territory. Now they've gone to the top of Western Australia, and you're starting to find them in Perth. They've hopped all the way down.
Is that like one toad or like...
Oh, a cane toad is hugely poisonous. Sorry, I expect the rest of the world to know what's going on with my kind of wildlife. But yeah, a cane toad is very poisonous. So, like, animals that try and eat it, like, let's say domesticated pets, cats, dogs, etc. You know how, curiosity killed the cat is the old saying. Maybe they'll see this toad and they don't really know what it is because it hasn't been in their ecosystem or their habitat before. And they'll eat the toad or they'll, like, lick the toad or whatever. And from there, they will die because it is highly poisonous. So, yeah, with killing
toads.
Well, with killing the cane toads, I think the way that they recommend you do it is you grab them, like you don't not with your hands, but you catch them, and you put them in the freezer. Because if you like kill them or squish them or whatever, an animal like an actual animal that we like is going to be out there and probably touch it. It's weird that we have like animal hierarchies, right? Like people have no problems with killing a rat or a toad or some kind of vermin. But if you were to kill like a cat or a horse or a dog, people aren't happy with that, Tom.
It's beauty standards, that's what it is. Even in the animal world. Then again, though, there are some ugly, like, cats. And dogs, for that matter.
It's raining cats and dogs.
Oh, we've got ourselves our first Byron. Fnatic again have taken themselves the early lead, but Snatchy now has his open. Before I even finish the sentence, he finds the opening pick onto Golden. He had a fantastic first map, was I feel the main reason they were actually able to take that one home.
Yeah, probably the only reason actually, because he had a lot of key rounds, right? He had oh, he almost had JW, but Flusher offers himself up, and here he's diving over off the ladder. There's a bit of an AWP close range duel going on here. Jiggle peeking ensues, and Furlan backs up his teammate to get that frag. But you're right, Snatchy's impact is definitely one of the key factors as to why this AGO roster was even able to grab that Twite cobblestone. Maybe one of the last times we'll see it.
Fingers crossed.
Fnatic are going to Sydney next week, so they'll be on the aeroplane there. I wonder how they're going to be approaching the new edition of Dust 2. Keeping in mind, the new Dust 2, the layout is almost eidetic to the old one, right? There's just more aesthetic changes, I suppose. Not too much in the layout that is too much to write home about, but obviously flashes are such... I guess not when I say minor details, I mean like the difference between a flash is minute, but it makes a huge difference in the big picture. And all those little details are the things which take time.
Well, I think JW at least said that...
Oh, he's bought the bloody Negev again.
That looks more like a mistake.
It was an accident, because now they're dropping... No, he's just going to stick with it.
He didn't buy armor.
I feel like it was an accident, right? Yeah, he wouldn't have done that with no armor. We all know JW loves a bit of BM, but that's probably too far even for him.
I think he just might have misclicked the number and meant to buy an AWP.
Because you could see they tried to drop him a gun. That's one of those oh Shazer moments, and then they try and sort it out with le weaponry. If you swear in a different language, does that make it okay? Because this is an English broadcast. I feel
like, yeah, but like I don't know very much German and I know what that means. So
okay, well, shucks. Maybe that's the one I should have gone with.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
I'm going to get a phone call in the morning. All right, Flush up. He's down low ramp. He snuck in. Behind enemy lines at this point. Flush will come over. Groovy won't expect Flush to already be in the bomb site. That doesn't matter, though, as damage is completely obliterating the Fnatic attack.
I'm really interested to see what JW's going to do. He's still got the M249, a weapon more than out of fashion at the moment, and he's going to go a bit aggressive with it. Playing nice and close.
What is he doing?
This is not how you're supposed to use a suppressive fire weapon, and he's going to get slaughtered, but he does act as a nice distraction for Letcro, who manages to push him from behind. The problem is the bomb is not planted for him. PHR, however, doesn't have a kit, so he's just going to be looking for the frag instead, and here's the push around from Letcro.
He's juked him.
He's just baiting out the time, and I think he's going to win it just based off that alone. Letcro playing things absolutely perfectly, and PHR is nothing he can do except run away. He looked tempted to take the M249 for a second.
Made him look foolish there, didn't he?
Please go back and grab it.
Lekro wasn't 100% certain if he was off the bomb or not, right? That whole question mark comes into your mind. If he has a kit, he would have sat at this point, the bomb would have been defused. Then the question mark is he off the bomb or doesn't he have a kit? And he got very lucky that as he swung up the ladder, he did see PHR. Otherwise, he may have committed towards the bomb train, giving him enough time to make the frag and defuse. But right now, we are seeing a force buy from AGO come out. We've got a scout rifle, a couple of other bits and pieces going on there. PHR late buy, but we'll have an M4. Not the most ideal of scenarios, and Flusher definitely going to make them pay the price as he gets the opening kill, and they're onto the yard very quickly. The man in question, Snatchy, doing a lot of damage, raining down death from above.
Look how low the remaining players are. With very little. They're still pushing in towards this site. Snatchy, no one's dealt with him. He's still just raining death from above and already gets a second. Just in quick succession. He's on 4. Only Crim's remaining with 28 HP. And the bomb's left on the site. He's going to go for a long rotation back towards Ivy. Try and reposition. Take this from another angle. He's got plenty of time to play with at least. And is likely to meet PHR. The question is, will he expect him in the corner? Will PHR expect him to be pushing through Ivy? He's taking more of a passive position to look in the other direction. And that will be the kill for Crims. It's left on to Snatchy to try and shut this down. He needs the ace to win it. Now the bomb's still on the site. Crim's again going to go on a long rotation all the way back towards A main, just trying to keep that surprise factor alive. These were the two players that led the way for their teams in the previous map of Cobble, which did go the way of AGO. With 30 seconds left on the clock, now the time starts to play a factor for Fnatic. Crims needs to try and pick Snatchy out of this spot, out of the nest from above, and he's just going to sit back. 15 seconds left on the clock. If Crims goes for the plant, surely that will be enough for Snatchy to actually steal this frag away, even looking to try and peek out. And Crims, he doesn't have enough time. He's just got to go for the plant here, and Snatchy is going to get the ace in the end. Perfect round from him once again. He can AWP. He can rifle pretty well too.
Tom, get on the dog and bone, call the fire department, because Snatchy is blistering hot right now. He's lighting things up in the server, making Fnatic look foolish, and putting a second round on the board for the AGO with that fantastic rifle prowess that you mentioned. We've seen him do it with everything now. The guy's a jack of all trades. Maybe he's a master of some.
Well, the T's money has now been expended already. Gruber will kick things off. The double nade doing enough damage, and they're going to do a little bit more with utility as well, just chipping away at these Fnatic players. Smoke holding them back. Snatchy takes a little bit of damage. He does have himself his AWP into this round at least, but the fact is the limitations on Fnatic are far higher than what is that of the CT side. Fernan looking to try and make a little bit of money, but has to be careful. The peek's already come out from Crims. He will only be able to get one. I wonder if Lacra's going to be able to trade. Never mind. Golden actually comes up with two. Snatchy goes down. And it's looking like maybe the pistols will be enough for Fnatic, and this will be a straight-up reset onto the CT side. Tau looking to push back around, and PHR, well, Golden's so low on HP, but he does have an AWP just waiting around the corner and finds the frag, the IGL, with his third of the round. But now Tau trying to play this information game, and he's caught because of it. That's the second time we've seen someone caught while behind a player. I think it was Major in the game on Inferno. Something
could probably assist with the radar in that way, because of the way Lekra was moving around, being on different heights, jumping around a ladder and stuff. He may have just shown up on the radar in that scenario. For everyone playing at home, if you're worried, oh, can Fnatic still make it? I'm pretty sure their hopes are dashed, because starting this matchup, they're 11th, and I think losing that one means that they're in a really rough spot unless some kind of crazy mathematical equation comes about. But we do have 6 teams out of the 7 currently qualified, right? We've got NIP, Space Soldiers, Mouse Sports, Na'Vi, Astralis, and FaZe. The 7th spot is currently open and up for contention between the likes of North, Heroic, G2, and Hellraisers. This matchup right now is all for relegation. Now, I'm talking over the round, but I'm giving you a bit of context here. At the moment, and this is probably before the matches happen today, so this may not be updated, LDLC is 14th. That means they would automatically be going down to the Mountain Dew League. AGO is in 13th. They would be playing in relegation. MVS is also currently in 12th for relegation purposes. And Fnatic on the cusp at 11th. So this game here is to vie for who is going to end up in that bottom 3, who is going to have to fight off in the Mountain Dew League relegation scenario, and who's going to be staying in the Pro League.
Well, how many points does it say AGO have?
It says that they have 19 points.
Yeah, they would have 3 more than that.
3 more than that, okay. So that means they would be tied up with Envious right now. I have just been informed Fnatic is not out. So there is some likelihood that they can make it.
How many points have they got?
So let's look, this is the thing. We don't want to go down this path because what's going to happen is you're going to have to go to the whiteboard out back. You're going to have to start drawing, working out all the points, all the way it could split.
Well, they got 5 maps left, so they can get 15
I'm
points.
sure that there are possibilities, but JW tweeted that he thought that their chances were dashed, right? So hopefully they've told them that that's not the case because...
Well, their points will be the same because they haven't won anything. So.
But between the teams left right now, you know, I mentioned Hellraisers, G2, North, Heroic, and Fnatic. Out of those 5 teams, Fnatic is definitely the best squad. I think if we can't have Fnatic, I'd be happy with Hellraisers. G2 haven't done anything to impress me just yet. North have been underwhelming, I suppose is the best way to put it, and Heroic have just had their 2 best players pilfered.
Yeah.
So... yeah, not great. After 2 weird mixed by rounds and JW getting knifed by a teammate, we are back in the action. Orp in the hands of JW. We don't have one for Snatchy, but we do have Ivy aggression from Ferlin. He will get flashed up by the enemy. Put down a smoke. Oof, he's gone. He's out of there. Oh, he's hanging around. Never mind. Flusher. Nice kill there. And they've run past Ferlin, who's going to grab 3 big kills, shutting down this Fnatic Ivy push completely in its tracks. And the train needs to pull up to a different station. JW has the bomb. Flusher on 9 HP. They do have the option right now to go towards the inner bomb site. They do not know that Toad is playing very passively.
JW missing the shot as well. Finds all the information, and now he is going to be the only one left. Goes for a different plan. Obviously, the Incendiary expected to go down to try and clear him from the angle, and does give him a better chance with the AWP, but he misses another chance. A 3rd, in fact, given, and while they're getting closer to his position, he will manage to finally hit 1 and the 2nd as well. And up close, he has the chance for the final, but it will be Tao just closing out the round. It is going to be 7 and 3. AGO still 1 back, but it's so costly that Fnatic now have an even bigger chance to actually reset them.
This is one of the worst spots to be in as a CT. Now, Ferlin here came up the hero in the round. That's 3 huge kills for him to shut down that push, but you're bang on. To get reset at this point in the game, that means Fnatic could spiral up to, you know, 9 rounds relatively easily. AGO have to string something together here. They have to put up a fight if they want to contest in this matchup. And it does start with that AWP on Snatchy. He hasn't had the impact, or the same level anyway, just yet. He has had an ace, so he won a round on his own.
They've only got 3.
Exactly, but we haven't seen him roaming around having that huge, you know, impact multi-kills in a lot of rounds. He needs to try and find himself in positions where he can do that for his team. But Fnatic are opting just to go straight towards in a bomb site. It is a fast attack. They're down the low ramp, and Lekro's grabbed that opening kill.
Yeah, Tao with everything to do here. That's rotation from his team. Does manage a 1st and 2nd as well, in fact. He's dropped the bomb and bought them time, and Snatchy now neps himself another. It's JW and Flusher to try and turn the tide. JW coming in with the AWP, and Ferlin expects it. Leaves Flusher alone, 1 versus 4. He does manage to take himself the 1st, but Snatchy just holding onto the angle is not going to miss that shot as well. 7 to 4. T-side economy now in trouble as well.
Yeah.
JW has a bit of spare, and by the looks of things, they're still going to force into this one.
I think that's a good call. They're still in a chance to get on top of this economy situation of AGO. That was a good call. I liked it, right? It was taking advantage of low economy. It was looking at the few issues that AGO were facing, and they did get the opening kill. They just really weren't able to convert when it counted. And I saw Flusher in that 1-on-4 scenario, and I thought I'd seen this before. Wasn't to be. Once more, the core heading over towards the inner bomb site. JW giving his presence, giving the jig up early with the AWP, makes the noise, goes down, but the bomb will quickly follow. This has been a very fast attack towards the inner site, but the other 2 players from Fnatic are nowhere to be seen, and Golden has to deal with all 5 players. The attack is on, and Groovy's made the kill, but the rest of the Fnatic players, Tom.
Yeah, they're way too far away, and the fact is, Diffusal already coming in. Crims has to go running, but he does hit the headshot through the smoke, and Lekro's caught another as well. It is left on to Crims to try and clutch it, throws the nade out as a last-ditch effort, but Diffusal already coming in. Kill will shut him down in the end, and the bomb plant, it gives some money over to Fnatic, but I feel like, well, I was going to say they have to save, but
That's a tilt. That's a tilt. Crim's just with the auto F1 buy right there, just picking up that AK, getting their armor to go with it, just buying straight away when the rest of the team hasn't made a call. They've reached a point of tilt. I don't even understand why that round went down like that. Like, if it was an inside rush call, you may as well have all 5 players. I'm a little bit perplexed at what's happening right now. This could be the classic Fnatic where they fall apart. Maybe, like we mentioned, not knowing they still have a mathematic chance to make the finals. But they have attacked this yard.
Groovy pushing through, and that will drop the bomb as well. Looking like it's going to be a shutdown. Electro quickly finds 2 kills back, opens things up. Crims and, well, I was going to say JW still has the AWP, but Electro, this is the man we want to be watching. However, he's caught in the end. It will be another round on the board for AGO. Electro made it interesting for a second. Now the money a little bit disjointed, and we are going to continue to see like mixed buys coming in from Fnatic.
It's definitely a tilt buy. Like Crims are straight on the scout and stuff. Like this is them falling apart, and we don't want to see this.
They're still winning, and on the T side.
Yeah, but the tilt here, we saw what happened on the second half of Cobblestone. Things weren't great. I hope that, you know, they can maybe take a pause or have a chat and fix things out mentally right now, because this isn't what we want to be seeing coming out of the Fnatic camp. All the rounds seem to start the same. The first opening kills tend to go in the favor of AGO. Once the bomb goes down, the afterplant scenarios fall apart. JW jumping through flames, losing 80% of his health there. But Lekro's going to find an opening again. The positioning of JW pushing through those Molotovs is absolutely remarkable. He's going to grab a kill, get an AWP, and now he's on the flank. How do they make these rounds work?
Yeah, now Snatchy has to pull out something ludicrous, has support from Groovy, but from behind JW will net another, and it is left onto Groovy, but he's got into a 1 versus 2. He only has 4 HP, but at the same time, both remaining players are low, gets another. No. JW's left onto just 22 himself, but it's the headshot as well with the CZ.
So I'm pretty sure the damage that JW took in that round was only from Molotovs that he ran through. Once he finished pushing those Molotovs and was able to get the back alley control, he was on 22 health. He finished the round on 22 health. That's with remarkable. 3 kills. That is, that's a JW special right there. And for the final round of the half, the money is in the bin for both squads. We don't really see too much being able to be purchased. Flusher only has the CZ. Crims with a scout again. JW may have an AWP, but then on the flip side of things, there's not a lot going on, and the attack towards the inner bomb side is swift, it's fast, it's quick, and the trades have happened just like that.
Flusher trying to hold a couple of players over towards this site, and even dunks one at range. And now they'll know he's in the backlines as well, which even just the knowledge of that is going to be irritating for the CT side as they try to hold onto the site. Already, Lekra aggressive will find another double as well and leaves Furlan alone. AWP, and Lekra has just pulled a round out of nothing. Triple kill as he goes aggressive, and it will be a 9-6 half in the end for Fnatic. Not bad in the grand scale of things, but I feel like they definitely could have got a lot more.
Yeah, there was that whole weird middle period of that half where things just seemed... I don't know. I don't know why they... I guess maybe they thought they should have converted some of those rounds, and they were just a little bit upset about that fact that they lost the first map. And the tilt buys, they're some of the least favorite in the game, but we are seeing the highlight here from Snatchy, probably the best round of the evening so far. We have seen a lot of AWP impact, but that one for me is definitely one of the best ones I've seen tonight. Lekra leading the way on 17 kills, having impact with all the weapons. Deagle's AK is finding opening kills. Flusher on the other side of things, he's only on 7. On this CT side, he's going to be more of a rock towards that inner bomb side, and that's something that AGO might look to exploit, is the P250 smoke flash combo that we're all growing to know and love, and this looks like it'd probably be a connector smoke.
Well, this is going to be an absolute brawl over towards Ivy, and the CTs have come out on top. I don't think it matters where the smoke went, as the bomb is now stuck in Ivy, and this has gone from being an attempted A push to a retrieval mission.
Definitely a lot of work to do here, and Flusher has a lot of utility. If he can get to the squad, he can lay that down. He can make the life for AGO even more difficult than it is, and now it's just PHR. He's up against it. 4 members of Fnatic stand strong. Crims is actually seeking out the frag, being hyper-aggressive, and he's going to be caught between a rock and a hard place. Crims on one side, Flusher on the other. Will find the first. Give himself a chance in this one. Lekra might just catch the top of his head as he takes this duel with Flusher. He's stepping out, and he will finish the round. Fnatic with the opening aggression towards Ivy. They come out on top of that 3-on-3 duel. Take a step in the right direction here.
Nova.
Yeah, Flusher does play inside. So it's not the worst thing in the world.
Well,
Not ideal.
we've had all the shotguns now today.
Did you have the Mag 7?
Yeah.
Oh.
There was a double shotgun round where we had 1 XM and 1 Mag 7. I think it might have been ROPS.
Reasonable. Well, now that the Negev is cropping up, we might get every single gun in the game being used. You can just see the Valve devs sitting in their dark room cackling.
Have we had every heavy weapon then? Yeah, we have. We had Negev, we had M249 as well.
And we have Flusher going down without even shooting a bullet to Snatchy with a scout. Now we have the 4-on-5 scenario. What tends to happen in these environments is the Ts will opt to collapse towards that inner bomb site. PHR over towards mid. He's going to swing around. He's going to find Golden. Now it's a 3-on-5. JW in Pop Dog has to put up a big defense here. He is surrounded by Ts. Some above him, some behind him. Can't go over it. Can't go through it.
And they've already doubled back towards the side. The only problem is JW's position now becomes quite a bit more valuable. Lecro even going to be peeking out, and now JW will pounce. It's left onto PHR to do it all. Actually, he does manage to get himself another. It's left all onto 1, and JW's going to get the triple in the end. 11 and 6. Now the Ts are going to be forced into an eco round.
So, over the last 100 years, cane toads have become the poster children for the world's invasive species crisis. While the amphibian's natural range stretches from Peru and the mid-Amazon region through Central America, the animal has been deliberately introduced to Australia, New Guinea,
bison.
Fiji, Hawaii, Florida, and several Caribbean islands. The toxic toads are like the environmental wrecking balls, threatening native animals wherever they spread. But don't write them off as a villain just yet. Troublesome as cane toads are, they're also very interesting animals. Here are 10 facts about this. I don't know that word. Pernicious.
Pernicious?
Pernicious amphibian? Maybe that one. Maybe that's it.
We missed PP Bison kills, by the way.
Well, at this point, Tom, the eco rounds are where I get to talk about whatever I want. And that's what I opted to talk about. Cane toad. Here's fact number 1. Cane toad poison was once used to coat arrow tips.
Look at this buy. Like, genuinely, this is
Counter-Strike right now, mate. This is the state of the game.
An XM UMP, MP9, Bison AWP.
And JW playing in Pop Dog with an AWP is actually the least unusual thing about that entire Fnatic setup. This is the game that we watch. The 4 players are pushing in. I love the call. I think the call's fantastic based off the weaponry they have. But they're just having fun with this at this point, Fnatic. They're just having a good time. They're just with the boys. They're in TeamSpeak. Everyone's having a giggle.
Oh, no.
The lawnmower. The alligator.
This is great. I like calling the MP9 the Shredder.
The Shredder?
Yeah.
Are we talking about Shredder from Ninja Turtles or like the machine that shreds paper? Okay.
Although I think it works either way.
I guess. One's really cool and one's an office item. Anyway, take it away, Tom. Back to you in the studio.
Well, Crims has now got it into a 1 versus 2, even though this was one of the sketchiest buys of all time. If they manage to steal this round away, I think AGO, if they ever watch this VOD, will be absolutely kicking themselves. He's well positioned, but Tao will be there to close it down at least. 12 and 7. CT side, they do have money to rebuy, but it will still have some limitations towards it. I wonder if Flusher...
I love how quick that they're buying right now, man. That is an indicator that they're not even listening to the in-game leader or the coach, right? They're just doing whatever the hell they want. They haven't even looked at their money management to go, hey, we can make this a buy or not. Every round is a mismatch. Like, it's really weird to see this coming out when they can still qualify for Dallas. Obviously, they feel that they're in that much of the driver's seat that they should be able to close this one out. But when PHR is grabbing Crims, pushing through a smoke within the first 15 seconds of the round, things are not looking great for Fnatic. Another kill from Furlan there, and everything's falling apart. This is not great.
Missed shot after missed shot, and Flusher is left with an MP9 and a 1v5, no kit. I don't think that would have made a difference anyway, but I don't think he's going to have any hope, and I think if you've got any more facts, this is probably a good time. Well, what were you on? You're only on your first Toad fact.
Yeah, we've probably got time for... Because we're going to get all 30 rounds.
Of course, I'm here.
So yeah, do you remember what the first one was, or do you want me to reiterate?
I would, yeah, reiterate.
Okay.
I was not listening.
The first one, cane toad poison, was once used to coat arrow tips. I can go into it more, but I think that's really enough in itself.
Yeah.
The biggest cane toad on record weighed more than 5 pounds.
So I don't really know how much 5 pounds would weigh.
All right, I'm sorry. Australia is now home to about 1.5 billion cane toads.
What, billion?
Billion with a B.
How big are these? Are they like small?
Like the size of a frisbee.
You must just be like swimming in them.
No, well, Northern Territory, no one really lives there, so.
Well, it's just a mountain of toads.
I guess. At least Fnatic didn't force buy on this round. They've taken the eco, which means I get to talk about fact number 4.
It's just like it's very dark over there. No, that's a mountain of toads.
We don't. They're not like that. Australia's huge,
billions.
Dude. Do you know how big America is?
No, not what, by
God.
like size?
What do you know that's large?
I don't. Well, I know how big America in comparison to other stuff. I mean, like if you were gonna ask me in like meters or miles, I have absolutely no idea.
Okay.
Still, a billion of anything is a lot.
I'm just trying to work out for you so we can put this in context.
Well, how many people are there?
In Australia?
Yeah.
26 million.
And there's a billion toads.
Yep.
You're outnumbered.
Yep. Hey, we lost a war to emus. It's true.
Did they get help from the toads?
How many people are there in the UK?
I genuinely don't know.
You live there.
Oh, not at the moment.
All right, well, let's just assume you know that the UK is tiny.
Yes, I know the UK is tiny.
Okay, it fits into Australia 31 times.
Okay. That's still a lot of toads. Yeah, removing them is going to be quite difficult. Well, we got another sort of mismatch by. JW's already dead. A mag 7 in for Crims.
You love to see it.
It is looking like AGO are going to be dragging this back once again.
No. This is Fnatic giving it away.
I still feel like they have to drag it back. If they were doing the same thing, then...
No, this is like I'm sure you've been out, with the lads. You're having a good night, and one of the mates come in and he's giving you like a shot of tequila. Fnatic are giving AGO lots of free alcohol right now. That's probably the worst analogy I could use.
Yeah.
Could look at so many better free things, and I've gone with alcohol.
Well, they're actually still into a 4 versus, well, 3, as now Tao finds another. They do have a kit onto Crims, but him getting close is going to be very difficult with the mag 7 in hand, and I think this round is dead to rights unless Flusher can pull off something ridiculous, but he cannot. 12 and 10, AGO back in this game.
All right, it's time to pull your socks up, Fnatic. This is the business end of this match. We've got Lekro and Crims delivering in spades. 23 kills for Lekro, 20 for Crims. Golden, Flusher, they're struggling a little bit. 11 for Golden, 8 for Flusher. JW is there on 16, middle of the pack. Once more, Snatchy, top fragger right now for AGO, clawing them back into this one. Like you said, dragging them back into the match. Right now, Fnatic have opted to take a save with a few upgraded pistols and HEs, and they're going to rain out towards T-Mid, doing damage to Snatchy, a little bit to PHR, and once more, Snatchy finding an opening with the AWP. Crims replies with the Deagle, and now the T's swarm onto that outer bomb site, leaving Lekro in a 1-on-4 situation, his favorite weapon in hand.
Looking for the shots with the Deagle, and well, maybe not today. It is going to be another round, and the thing is, even if Fnatic do look to sort of push back into this game, they've given so much economy over to AGO at this point.
It is actually ridiculous the way that they have approached a lot of these rounds with the mixed buys. They could have just taken 1 or 2 saves, they could have done pistol upgrades, and they'd be able to get everything they need. Right now, they're about to use triple AWPs, Tom. Flusher, Lekro, and JW all picking up the big green. That means utility is lacking. Golden has a little bit, and he is the only member on Fnatic with a defuse kit. One of those AWPs falls instantly as Snatchy once again opens things up, continues to add to his frag count. He's having an absolute blinder.
Yeah, it's already reached 60 kills throughout the series, which
Pretty nice.
in a best of 2, that's pretty damn good. But we'll see if the AWPs on the other side can switch things up. We're into a triple AWP once again. Crims has now decided to have a go at it. Does mean they can play very passively, but the fact is they don't have the utility to really do so. Nice nade will come out. Ruby and Tao taking a bit of damage. Means now maybe a leg shot will actually work as a kill, but Other than that, with all of the orbs, it can make that much of a difference. And the fact is, most of them facing off against Snatchy, likely to be losing this duel. And the fact is, the T's actually using their utility well enough to get close. But JW will at least find a trade back. Furlan's managed to sneak out towards Electric. Crims is going to be holding for when that smoke does begin to fade. So Furlan will have to make his move. The rest of his team making his way out of Ivy as well. And the AWPs on the site are slowly going to be overwhelmed. Crims does find one, but nice spray control from Furlan. Turns it down to just Flusher, who can get a fadeaway shot. Tries to shoot under the train and actually gets the shot to Groovy and the final kill as well. That was ridiculous from Flusher. And how does that work? How does that work?
What a absolutely gargantuan effort there by Flusher. We say he steps up on the big stages, but here in the dying moments.
What was that second kill?
The under the train one.
Yeah.
I think like their name shows up, right? Or am I just, or are they just spamming? Probably he's just spamming. I don't know anything.
Filth.
Anders always gets super excited about that spam under the train thing. I can see him sitting at home right now, watching the stream with Walter on his lap, just getting excited. Feeding him baked beans or something, whatever babies eat. Once again, shotguns. Cool. Yeah, shotguns. Counter-Strike.
You sound like a hater, I'll be honest.
I ain't no hater, man.
I like the shotguns.
You like, we've established that you like the weirdest things about Counter-Strike. The things that, you know, the purists and the pros that they love,
but that's
you
why I'm
love
not
the
a pro.
opposite.
That's why I could never be a pro. This is actually doing quite a lot of damage, though.
Look at the follow-up here. This is nuts.
Secondary shotgun. Pushing back in. I'm sure it probably pains you for me to say that, but yeah, JW is going to get the double, make them a little bit of extra cash, and they're now only 2 rounds away from at least splitting the points with AGO.
We hot, baby. We hot. And all we need is for Fnatic and Crims.
He bought another Nova.
To apply that Nova when he could have been dropped an M4 from Golden.
Yes. Or JW.
Or JW. Yeah, JW probably should have done it. He has more cash money. My bottle of water was blocking his HP, his money.
Oh, he's going for a faster execution on towards this A site. Lecro will be there to kick things off. Crims with the Nova. Finds the headshot onto Furlan, and that has to be tilting though, right? Getting killed by that gun.
Sure, I'm glad that Fnatic are playing here to have a bit of fun. I think that's a good thing, like in the sense of the way that it's elongated the game and it's drawn out proceedings. Probably not so good, and they're going to be kicking themselves if they tie for that 7th spot and it comes down to some ridiculous round difference when they should have converted more. But those are problems for another day, Tom, and they don't really
problems
have any...
for someone else as well.
Exactly. And they don't have to worry about that right now as they've geared up completely. Crims holding on to that
well, now he
weapon
could
of
be
choice.
dropped anything.
Well, this is the thing, mate. He's making it work, and if it works, keep using it. That's all I'm saying.
If it ain't broke. And he's actually going to get the opener once again. Even has support.
Oh,
it's a double from Crims. And, well, Furlan, only one left alive. It is going to be the end of this map. Fnatic taking it 16-11.
That finished very quickly. I think it caught everyone off guard, mainly our analysts as they come scampering back into the studio like mice running out of, I guess they live in holes, right? They're similar to rats. Anyway, over to them. I'm kidding. We still got time to talk, Tom. That was a fantastic game of Counter-Strike by Fnatic. I thoroughly enjoyed all the shotguns that we saw coming out.
Why were there so many shotguns, Chad? Can you break that one down for me?
Yeah, I think Fnatic tilted because there was a round where they split up into 2 different packs. Right. Fnatic rushed inside, then 2 other Fnatic members were stuck outside.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I saw the M249 purchase as well.
You did see that?
Can we break... someone is like a layman like me. Why did he buy the M249?
Because they were just having fun.
Oh. That's
not right. People are allowed to do that?
Yeah. We're going to go have some fun after we finish the broadcast. So you boys, wrap this one up.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
M249, new weapon.
You know how we're talking now? That's how I used to talk, and I did a broadcast for Call of Duty, and I had to do a written apology to a player because...
Why?
Of that scenario, yeah.
Because they used a funny weapon?
Because they like gave up because they couldn't qualify or something, and I was like, oh, they're just throwing their toys out the pram, and I had to like... They were trying to get me fired.
Hi, man.
Isn't that funny? Anyway.
We had a couple of incidents like that in Pro League in the past.
Have you really? Today's results are coming up later. For now, we have to talk about this matchup.
Brilliant one, again.
There's nothing to say. So normally we would here to break down. We can actually get rid of the casters.
There we go.
These are today's results. We do have the whole scores on the doors now. And let's not forget, for Heroic picking up a vital 6 points as they continue to battle for a spot in Dallas.
What an exciting day of Pro League, Alex. Look at these scores, double digits everywhere, close games across the board. We had Aztec standing in for Yugi, and Yugi standing in for Snappy, and Snappy standing in for Stanislaw in the NA region because they're all going to Optic, go to the greener pastures, Frisco, Texas.
Can I just ask one thing about
Space Soldiers couldn't win a map. Henry, let me finish.
Okay.
And then we had Fnatic win one map, continue splitting series. I'm not done yet, Henry.
Keep going.
Give me the NA schedule or something, Alex.
I'll give you tomorrow's matches if you'd like.
Yeah, do that.
Here you go, Yanko. Let's go. You're on the ball. Tomorrow's matches. Coming up tomorrow, we have some Counter-Strike. Indeed, it is.
17 CET, Alex, right on the dot. Astralis versus Envious, David versus Goliath. You don't want to miss that. Navi versus Fnatic. Definitely looking for some revenge for 2015 when Fnatic was beating them all the time. And last but not least, Hellraisers LDLC.
Woo.
You think you're gonna go to sleep to be ready for school? No, you're not. Voxic is taking Frenchies to town.
Yes, absolutely, and I apologize for the absence of my jacket. I wasn't expecting Fnatic to win that last round so quickly.
Show those guns.
It's here. It's here. So the gun show is out in full force. And
it's not loaded, obviously, but
it's not loaded. Don't worry.
It's locked, though.
It's locked and loaded. Thank you so much. Henry, you had something to say. I mean, I feel
okay, this is maybe, I don't know if you guys already discussed this. This whole Yugi taking personal time or whatever, has this all just been building up to him leaving and just signing a deal with Optic?
I don't know. I'd like to.
I'm getting kind of sick of these deals being made and like people saying, oh, I'm being benched or just taking some time off and becoming, oh, I'm joining this new team, which is a really long visa, drawn out process and moving out there and stuff.
No,
I wouldn't like to think that.
I wouldn't like to think that. I'm just saying if that's what it's come out to be.
Then it's going to question everything else, right?
Like
people came to me in Marseille, like a couple people, and like, hey, is the Olaf thing like real? Even people from the scene, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's 100% like genuine. There's nothing. There's no like foul play.
No shady business.
Like it's just like they needed a standing. He's taking some time off, and I hope it was this. I mean, that's gonna sound real bad if he actually had some serious issues.
But I'm just asking. Like that's just a really weird time. He goes out for 2 months, comes back, visa for America.
It could be
ready for a new team. Like seems a little bit too.
I think it could be poor timing.
It is a bit convenient, but maybe just.
It could just be poor timing, as in he takes some time away, offers come in while he's away. He has to stand in because someone else is now genuinely hesitate. I don't know. It's a mess. We're just speculating. But yeah, I agree. I agree that there is a bit of a connection.
I just want to see if you guys have talked about it already.
Something that we haven't talked about, Henry, though, is what games do we have in the NA Pro League, Alex? That's coming right up, if I'm not wrong.
It is coming up, and I can show you. Rogue versus Renegades is a big one. Now, Optic Gaming, what on earth's going to go on there versus Dignitas?
Are they allowed to play? Like, there's so many changes going on.
Yeah,
the full team already living in America?
Good thing is they're playing versus Dignitas. So even if they were playing from Cambodia, Henry, I'm sure that's going to be a walk in the park for them.
Was Dignitas, that's the old Saw squad, I believe.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you a single player there, but
MC.
What a blunder of a signing that was.
It's not ideal. I think it's a project in progress, but Renegades playing against Rogue after they came back from Marseille might be a chance for Rogue to get a couple of extra points on the board.
Yeah, Rogue need it. In fact, Dignitas and Rogue both need wins today because they are, of course, still in the battle, not necessarily to get to Dallas, but those spots are going to be chopping and changing, and just getting out of relegation is going to be very important for them. With all of that said, that's it from us here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk. We will be back tomorrow, and you already know what games are coming up. So why don't you go ahead and enjoy a game of Counter-Strike before bed, and we will do the same. See you tomorrow for more of the same. Same.